Thrift stores are fun, not only because you can buy good things for a lesser price, but the colorful ambience and the process of searching out good things is also very amusing. Welcome to 10 Town. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon because today we're going to count down 10 thrift store findings that made people rich. So without further ado, let us dig into our list. Number 10. The necklace. Isn't it amazing how things that some people buy cheaply turn out to be ridiculously expensive? Well, the same was the case with this Philadelphian lady who bought a unique silver necklace from a flea store in Philadelphia. The lady, named Norman Eifel, bought the necklace for $10. In 2008, she wore it to an Alexander Calder exhibition at the Philadelphia Art Museum. Struck between the similarity between her necklace and others in the exhibition, she had it checked out. What she found out was the necklace she bought for around $10 used to be in the Museum of Modern Art's 60 years ago. The lady said the necklace had a very tribal vibe, and wherever she wore it, everyone simply admired it. She added that she had no idea that a simple buy from a thrift store would turn out to be so profitable for her. The flea market price was an authentic work by the famous sculptor, and it paid Norman $300,000, which is something not bad for an impulsive buy at a thrift store. Number 9. The Declaration. Moving further in our list is Michael Sparks. In 2006, Tennessean Michael Sparks strolled into the Music City thrift store in Nashville, which is a quite normal part of his weekly agenda. He picked up a candelabra, a set of salt and pepper shakers, and an old copy of the U.S. Declaration of Independence. He paid $2.48 for the latter item, a standard price according to the store manager, Kay Boner. Curious about the document, Sparks did some research and discovered that it was one of 200 copies John Quincy Adams had made in 1820. It turns out it's only the 36th ever discovered, which means there are likely over 100 copies still out there somewhere. It would be worth finding one. Sparks sold the parchment for $477,650. Number 8. The painting that covered walls. The Museum of Fine Arts in Houston has paid $1.25 million for a still life painting that for a quite long time covered a hole in the wall in an Indiana home. The owner, who works at a tool and die company, did not know the price and its artistic value. One day, while he was playing Masterpiece, a board game about art that includes an image of a similar head. Intrigued, he turned to the internet, found that Kennedy Galleries in Manhattan handled Head's work, and sent an email asking if his painting might be that artist. Finally, he was able to sell this painting and earned loads of bills on a mere $30 thrift store buy. Number 7. The Chinese pot. An employee at St. Peter's Hospice charity shop in Bristol, England, recognized that the pot, which looked very old, might be culturally valuable. It was a bamboo pot meant for calligraphy brushes that was carved between 1662 and 1722 by the eminent Chinese artist Gu Ji. Experts believe the pot depicts the poem The Agreeable Life in a Land of Transcendence and features the philosopher Lao Tzu sitting on a fox, as well as other figures. The pot generated considerable interest from collectors and ultimately went to a buyer in Hong Kong for about $470,000. Number 6. The painting. In 1991, Terry Horton needed to lighten up her friend, so she got her a tremendous revolting art composition from a San Bernardino secondhand shop for $5. Her friend thought it was good, however had no space for it in her trailer home, so Horton gave it back. At that point, when Horton later attempted to sell it at her very own carport offer, an art instructor contemplated out loud whether it was a Jackson Pollock. Horton reacted, "Who the F is Jackson Pollock?" And that expression later turned into the title of a documentary about the entire thing. A measurable expert discovered a unique mark on the outline splatter paint and followed it to Pollock's studio. Horton was offered $9 million for the piece, yet it was waiting for the $50 million that others have assessed its worth to be. Number 5. Billy the Kid's photo. It is not every day that you spend $1 and pull off a fortune out of that. One such incident happened in 2010 when Randy Gugero was rooting through boxes at a curio shop in Fresno, California, when he saw some cool old tin-type photographs that he scoped up for $1 a piece. His eye was particularly drawn to the figure in one of them, and on a hunch he did some digging. He proved correct, as it was the infamous outlaw Billy the Kid playing croquet. Other men in the image turned out to be members of Billy's gang. Billy the Kid, also known as the pseudonym William H. Bonney, was an Irish-American outlaw and gunfighter of the American Old West who killed 8 men before he was shot and killed at the age of 21. He also fought in New Mexico's Lincoln County War, during which he allegedly committed 3 murders. As one of only 2 authenticated pictures of Billy the Kid known to exist, this $1 find has been appraised at $5 million. Number 4. John Constable's painting. John Constable R.A. was an English landscape painter in the Romantic tradition. Born in Suffolk, he is known principally for recognizing the genre of landscape painting with his pictures of Dedham Vale, the area surrounding his home. This tiny painting found at a thrift store was found to be a John Constable original, worth around $400,000. The painting itself is only about the size of a postcard. The buyer originally purchased the painting for about $75. When he was cleaning out his house, he decided to give the small painting to his son, who then discovered a faint signature on the back. After enlisting the help of a few art experts, they discovered it was indeed an original. Number 3. The diamond. A woman found a gaudy ring at a yard sale some 30 years ago in West London. She thought for sure it was costume jewelry. She bought the ring for £10, that's about $13. The diamond is now being auctioned off at Sotheby's and is expected to be sold for around $500,000. The buyer wore it almost daily for years, never knowing what she had. In reality, it was a 26-carat pillow diamond from the 1900s. Number 2. Lombardi sweater. This sweater was originally purchased for 58 cents at Goodwill and sold at an auction for $43,000. Only after watching a documentary on Lombardi did the lucky couple Sean and Ricky McAvoy take a closer look at their purchase and noticed a name tag. The sweater had a tag on the inside with Lombardi written on it. It turns out the sweater belonged to none other than Vince Lombardi, who coached at West Point from 1949 to 1953. But how did Lombardi's sweater end up at the Asheville Goodwill in the first place? It was donated by Ann Wanamaker, whose late husband Bill Wanamaker had coached with Lombardi at West Point for a single season in 1952 and somehow ended up with the sweater. Number 1. The golden egg. A Midwest metal dealer who bought a gold item at an antique mart that he intended to melt down for scrap was shocked to discover it was a rare Fabergé egg worth a reported $33 million. He paid around $14,000 for it and was ready to sell it off for $15,000 until he realized that it contained a Vacheron Constantin watch, so he could sell it at slightly above the gold value. No one wanted to purchase it. So he went onto the internet and typed egg and Vacheron Constantin into Google, where he came across a Telegraph article on surviving Fabergé eggs. The man got on a plane to London and presented McCarthy, who was a Fabergé expert, with a picture of the egg he possessed. The egg has been reported to have been sold for $33 million to a private collector, but McCarthy says he can neither confirm nor deny that number. And while the finder wishes to remain anonymous, he received a life-changing amount of money. So guys, that was our list of 10 thrift store findings that paid out big. Have you ever had such an experience? Do let us know in the comment section because we want to hear from you. Also, if you like this video, do give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, peace.